Now, it is a Thirsty Thursday, and if you are thirsty for one of our money guests who know where the rubber meets the road, you stay right there and join me in welcoming Karol Markowicz. She's been a reporter for the New York Post for like 9 years. In the last couple of years, you know, we had Freddie Gray on the show. He's the managing editor of the Spectator magazine. They launched the Spectator US. We've had Melissa Chen on. She's the editor of the New York branch. And Karol writes a lot of stuff for Spectator also. Thank you, Karol, for joining us today. I have been quite focused, being a Wall Street guy, on how Governor Cuomo sent all these people back to the nursing homes. I know you wrote a piece in Spectator that came out yesterday about this. I really think there's a lot more nefarious things going on than just a little administrative mistake, because New York State has a huge hole in its retirement system, and however many of these people have been collecting benefits, they're all off the books now. So I think Cuomo may have sewed up a little hole in the plan. What did you find out about this whole fiasco?
I don't know if I would. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go down.
Well, that's me. That's one of my.
Right.
I have some supporting evidence that it could be as much as $3.5 billion saved to the pension, but that's my entertainment take on it. What's your take?
I think the main thing is that we've known all along that the nursing home deaths have been undercounted. If you died in a nursing home of COVID-19 and you were tested for it, you're in that count. But if you died at a hospital, or if you died on the way to the hospital or anywhere else, you're not counted as a COVID-19 nursing home death. You're also not counted if you died of something alongside COVID-19. And that's different from how we count other COVID-19 deaths. So it really says something. And the point is to show that that directive by Governor Cuomo is not responsible for this large amount of deaths. And it clearly is.
So let me ask you this. I have heard many reports. I know one attorney personally who's representing a family that someone, perfectly healthy male, went in to the hospital for an ambulatory procedure. It was right before the COVID really hit. They tested him. He was clean. They allowed him to have the surgery. 2 days later, he died, and his death certificate came back with COVID on it. So a lot of people, there's an incentive to the hospitals to call people COVID no matter what they died from. And what you're saying is the nursing homes, if you had some other issue, they're not putting down COVID.
Exactly. They are purposefully keeping the nursing home count low, and they're not counting all the patients that they should be counting.
Wow. So there's this woman, she's the head meteorologist at Fox News. Her name is Janice Dean. She lost both of her in-laws, her husband's mom and dad, her kid's grandfather and grandmother. And she is a non-political person. She's a weather lady, right? And even though she's on Fox News, she doesn't weigh in on politics. In the New York State legislature yesterday, they were holding some hearings on these nursing home deaths, and they actually eliminated her from the list. They wouldn't let her speak, I guess because, you know, she has a platform on Fox, but it sure seems like Governor Cuomo's up to his old tricks again of trying to keep any investigations into his poor actions to a minimum.
Absolutely. Janice Dean has become a very forceful advocate for all of the people that died in the nursing homes. She has become a really powerful voice, and it's very clear that they wanted to shut that voice down. She should be heard. She lost both of her in-laws. She knows what happened here, and she's been on top of the story the whole time. It's personal to her. So she should be the voice that they listen to, and yet it isn't a big deal that she was shunned. I think that the left really needs to take some responsibility for that. I think that mainstream media needs to take some responsibility for that. They've treated Cuomo like this conquering hero, and yet New York has this insanely high number of deaths, way higher than anywhere else in the country, and yet he somehow handled COVID correctly. It's really a sham.